Hey, my name is Neal. Welcome to the Experience Podcast. Neal's my name. Neal's not who I am. Who I am is a multi-dimensional, infinite spiritual being that's expressing through a human body. Welcome. I'm here with my brother Dennis, and together we're here live in person in Costa Rica, in nature, um, and I invite you to these live streams. These live streams are happening every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Mountain Time. And so you're invited to come and join these live streams. And in addition, after these live streams, I host Natural Balance Masterclass beginning at 4:30 Mountain Time. And so you're invited to join that virtual masterclass where you have an opportunity to practice nurturing balance and cooperation inside of yourself through connecting, through networking, and through giving and receiving offers. And so the Zoom link to that's in the description. And you're also invited, come join these live streams. And today, right now, in this moment, welcome, Dennis. Invite yourself or introduce yourself, and we'll continue.
Yeah, I'm Dennis, and grateful to be here. Um, I want to invite you to a journey that I've been embarking on every morning at 6:30 a.m. Called the Proverbs 31 Challenge, and we've been diving deep into the God's wisdom that flowed through King Solomon. I will put the link in the description, and so you're invited to that. I also want to invite you, if you have any inspiration about getting out of the old world, out of the matrix, I'm going to put a link in the description where you can set up a 30-minute call, and I would be happy to assist you on that journey or give any guidance, coaching, etc. for you. So also tomorrow evening, every Thursday night from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Time, I host a class with Sarah Jean called the Living Word Masterclass, where we dive deep into words and what living words mean. And this is a space where miracles happen almost every time. So that's all I got for now. Grateful to be here. Take it away, Neal. Or do with it what you will.
So right now, there's the right thing to do, and then there's the correct thing to do. Well, the right thing, being right, is exactly that. It's a way of being. So you can be right, and you can be right and be um, be so right inside of you, like know intellectually so much that you overlook important concepts, that you overlook important information. And being right is this way of being that is linked to arrogance, and being right is when you're like you have an opinion or you have a perception, and you are connected, possibly attached to that opinion and perspective. And so being right is that attachment to the opinion, it's that attachment to the perspective. And being correct is the facts, it's what actually is. And you can be right and be correct. Um, and you can also be correct and be right. But the main difference in being right and being correct is the energy that you're coming from. When you're being right, you're like often condescending, and because you're like, oh, there's also like a winner when you're being right, like there's a winner and a loser. So it's like this division. And being correct is like just the accuracy. It's like discernment, and being right is more like judgment. And actually, being right definitely is judgment, because in the being right, you're you're saying this is right and that's wrong, which is why there's also a winner and a loser. There's like this dynamic of duality. And in the being correct, there's just like discernment of, hey, this is what actually is, and we both win.
So it's actually great to be wrong. Um, Jonathan just had a sermon the other. I think it was just this past week. I actually feel inspired to link this video where he literally the whole sermon was about how something about being wrong um, is the key. Also, what I'm hearing is humility. Like, rather than being right, because, like you said, you mentioned arrogance. When we're right, we're arrogant. And I don't give a fuck if I'm not right. I'm not attached to if I'm right or not. But what I will look at is what's the fruit showing me? What are the fruits? Like if I plant the seed, what are the fruits? If I plant a seed, if I speak something, what are the fruits of that which I speak? Does it empower? Does it inspire? Does it bring life? Or does it degrade, devalue, criticize, condemn? In Proverbs, like that's the words of a fool. And so we can be right about something and we can be a fool about something at the same time. And most likely, those are very synonymous. Um, being right is to me when I hear that it's synonymous with being a fool because only a fool would think that he's right. And someone that's I love the word that you use, Neal. You said discernment, and I just want to add one more thing to that, and I feel like it's divine discernment. Like when we're convicted by the Holy Spirit, and we know that it's not what Dennis said, but it's what God said. And that to me is why it's so valuable and important to study uh, words of God and specifically the Bible because they are the words of God. And when we have that to use as a foundation for our discernment, that's divine discernment. Like that's the rock, like that's the cornerstone of our foundation, and Jesus Christ is that cornerstone. So being correct, I feel is divine discernment, and it's not because I said so, it's because God said so.
Yeah, that's what discernment is. When I did like discernment is how things actually work according to God's original intent. It's not like how we want things to work. It's like discernment's like, hey, this is actually what works. So because of that, you could call what works correct. You could be like, oh, this is correct. This actually functions. This actually produce like if you put A and B together, you actually get this result. Um, why do you get that result? Because God said. And you can argue about that all day, but if you put A and B together at the end of the day, you still get this result. Correct.
Because he says the word was God and God was the word, and it's synonymous with correct. Like his laws are correct, they're accurate, they produce fruit. Like look around you right now. Like the reason that you're breathing right now is because God spoke the word and he's correct. And that's the only reason that you're breathing. That's the only reason you're sensing what you're sensing in this soup of whatever this stuff is out here. Correct? And being right. I'm totally, I love being wrong.
Why?
Because it's an adjustment. I can look at the direction that I'm moving in, and when someone says I'm not, like, there's something to look at that I'm not going the right direction, I'm just going to use direction. Like, I'm not moving in the right direction. It allows for me to set my sail and move in a different direction to produce different fruit. So a lot of it is based on what you're committed to. Like, what are you committed to? Well, I would recommend, if you don't have a big commitment, like, get a big ass commitment and let that be your anchor. Let that be your cornerstone of your how you build the foundation of your life. Having a covenant, like, what are you here for? Like, dial that in. And again, if you have any questions in these areas, like, reach out to me. And I offer these 30-minute calls. Like, they're worth thousands of dollars. Like, this is my mentors are in the 1% of coaches in the world. So, um, and you're getting this for free, and not only from myself but from Neal. So, if you're tired of being right, I mean, you can be right and miserable. That's, I've been there too. I choose to be wrong and free and happy. Enjoy.
I had something that was really strong with being right. It's like, if you're right, I don't know. It's not there right now. It was there. Like, I saw it. Like, I literally had a visual of it, but
I got something.
yeah.
Because if you look at what's going on in the world, like, the reason that there's so much chaos is because everyone in their own mental construct thinks and believes that they're right. Like, they are fucking dead certain that they're right. And that's what's causing all this division and separation. Like, if only they could just be like, hey, I'm like, it may be possible that I'm not right. Like, there's actually a direction other than the one I'm on, and laying down what they believe and trying on something new. Um, that's the key to moving into this new heaven on earth that is possible for every single person. That is a reality for Neal and myself and everyone here in this community. So, do you feel complete?
I do, yes.
All right. Did you invite people to your class?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure you attend Neal's class. It happens tonight. An opportunity for you to give your gifts and actually make some commitments and get some things correct in your life.
Here's the thing. It just came up with what you just said. So, the reason that you be right, the reason you want to be right, is because you've got too small of a problem. And the too small of a problem you've got is that you want to be right, or you think you need to be right. When you give yourself a bigger problem, like a huge ass commitment that is so big you don't even know how you're going to accomplish it, or how you're going to even go about it, but you have this knowing deep inside that this is actually your soul's intent and purpose to be here. It's your God-given purpose. You can be correct about that, and then you've got this big ass problem that it's all right if you're wrong now, because what you're committed to is correct. And so the little problem of being right starts to become less relevant. And what is relevant is the commitment, your soul's purpose.
Boom. And with that, are you complete?
Yes.